Do you ever have that moment when you're away from your computer? Maybe you're driving, or maybe you're hiking, or maybe you're on a walk, and then bam, the perfect story idea hits you. A line of dialogue, a plot twist, or maybe just a new story idea, but then it's gone. Yeah, we've all been there. It's happened to me a ton. But today, I'm going to show you what I used, the system I created to fix that, to make sure that I never forget another idea again. And the best part? It's super easy and it works even if you have a full-time job, a busy schedule, and a million other things that you have to do. So let's get into it. Hey everybody, my name is Colby. I am a writer of fantasy and science fiction who aspires to publish a novel someday. So here's the thing. No matter how good of an idea you think you have, something that you know is like groundbreaking for your story and you think there's no way you can forget that idea, once I get home to my computer, you'll forget. It happens all the time. It's part of being a human being. You have this working memory, is what it's called, that stores stuff for a certain amount of time and then it leaves. But most things are going to leave unless you write it down. So it's super simple, but here's what I want you to do. All you need is your phone. You don't need your computer, but whatever app you use to take notes on your phone. For me, I have an iPhone. I use my Notes app. I want you to open it up. You're going to create two folders. One of those folders is titled Random Story Ideas. The other one is titled Current Project Ideas. Anytime you have this flash of brilliance where an idea comes into your brain, stop what you're doing, open the app, put down just enough detail you need to keep that memory immortalized in there, and then forget about it. That's the beauty of this system. You don't have to think about it once you write it down. So then you can continue with whatever you're doing. So if I have an idea that's unrelated to my current project, I put it in the random ideas folder. If I have an idea that is directly related to my current project, I put it in the current project ideas. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So if I'm out on a walk with my wife and we're having a conversation, I come up with an idea, I say, 1 second, type it down, put it back in my pocket, resume. It takes me 10 seconds. It doesn't really pull away from the situation, and then I can reintegrate into whatever I was doing before. Here's why this works. This embraces micro writing sessions. What that is short bursts of creativity, and then you don't have to think about it anymore. It not only takes advantage of that working memory, it takes it from the brain, puts it somewhere that you can reference later. These micro writing sessions, they don't have any pressure. They're unplanned. They don't make you feel like you have to write something brilliant. You just take an idea, whether it's a line of dialogue, whether it's a line of prose, or it's just a concept, and you take it and put it in that folder. And it's short. It might even only take you 10 to 15 seconds. So that's something that you can consistently do long term. Here's another thing that I really like about this. When you're working on a project for a long time, that new shiny idea is very tempting to pull you away from your current progress. A new idea, you're like, ooh, that's a cool idea for a book. Ooh, now you start thinking about that. Now you want to go write that book instead, and then it hinders your progress with the current project that you've been working on really hard for a while. When you have this random story ideas notes vault, it's easy to just know that it's there and not worry about it. So then you can continue working on your current project, and then you can reference it later. So when you finish your current project, you get that exciting boost of dopamine of opening up that random story ideas, looking at it and seeing all these different ideas that you've had. Now, not only that, you have multiple ideas that you can take and merge into a singular story idea to make a really cool, unique story. Because you may have heard this before, but most good stories are multiple ideas meshed into one story narrative. Now you might be asking, how useful can one line be for my current project? Well, the real thing is it's a starting point for writing sessions. So let's say you have a timed out block in your morning on like Wednesday. You're gonna write for an hour before work. If you aren't sure what to write on or what to focus on for that session, open up that current working projects app, look at some things that you jotted down and use those to inspire you to keep going. Sometimes it just takes one line of dialogue to lock you into a scene and you're like, ooh, I know what I need to do now. And then you don't have to spend a lot of time thinking about what you're going to do. You can just get right into the writing. I know this all sounds very simple and straightforward, but I think you'd be surprised how many more ideas you can salvage and retain if you just write them down. We're going to talk about how to apply this into your life because you don't always have your phone on you. Maybe you're driving, which you shouldn't be on your phone. Maybe you're at work and you can't have your phone on you during the job. So here's what I would do. When I'm driving and this happens, I will use Siri or whatever the app is on your phone that you can say out loud and say, hey, name, I don't want to activate it right now. Can you write this down? and then you just say the thing. Or you say, hey, in my notes app labeled blah, 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 can you put this down? And then I speak it out loud. It works. And sometimes it gets the spelling wrong, but it works enough to then remember what it was when I reference it later. If you're at work, what I do, because I can't have my phone on me, is I have like a sticky note. Most days I don't ever touch that sticky note, but some days if I have a random idea, I just jot it down. It takes 10 seconds and then I forget about it. And then I take that sticky note home and then I put it into my phone when I get home. There are ways you can apply those types of things into your life as long as you are prepared or know what to do in that situation when it comes up. The amount of ideas that I, in the past, before I started doing this, thought I would remember and then don't remember, it kills me. Because I know there were some good ideas there and they're just gone forever. But using this, sometimes I'll open up my random story ideas vault and I'll see all these ideas. I'm like, man, I can't wait to write these stories someday or mesh these together. Or I'll be like, I forgot I came up with that idea. That's a really cool idea. It can really work in your favor as a creative. Now, I want to hear from you guys. Are there any methods that you guys use to retain your ideas that you come up with? Anything that you feel like has really saved you substantial time or stress? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And if you feel like this helped you, subscribe to the channel. I'll be putting more videos on here that are encouraging or productivity based for creating a sustainable and achievable lifestyle as an aspiring author. But hey guys, your ideas matter. Don't let them slip away. Use a method like this. But okay, until next time, keep writing.